guys. Same day, just put up a video, and one of the fellows that commented mentioned something, and I had this on my mind, but it slipped it. Getting older, I guess. I don't know, old timer's disease. But he was talking about clubs and groups you can get into. So I want to get on the point of if you come here, don't get involved in anything political, whether it be the local barangay, any election, national, nothing. Stay away from that. They'll deport you for that. There's just a dude, some religious dude that was here. I think he was from Norway or somewhere like that. One of those countries up there, and he's deported. I posted it on my Facebook page. He got involved in something like that, and they do not play here when it comes to that. It's none of our business what they do in their politics, so stay out of it. Absolutely 100%. That is a big thing here, and like I said before, the Philippines don't play. You start playing around with that stuff and they'll get you. So just be careful of that. Now, he also mentioned about social groups and things like that. We pretty much stick with my wife's family and friends and people we meet through that. Now, I did get in with motorcycle club when I had the bike before. We used to go on big long rides. So that was always fun, just like I did in the States. Find a place to go have lunch somewhere, and ride. Mostly I like to ride alone, but it was fun to go with the clubs and stay at a resort overnight. Eat and just be with the guys. I'm not really good at Tagalog. I can pick up some, but mostly, people that I was with spoke English. Now we got another club starting with my friend Ronald. We're going to call it the Red Horse Riders. There's a bunch of us. I get a bike. We're going to start riding. So that's coming up pretty soon. Hey neighbor. Say hello, YouTube. Is that family?
My in-laws, yeah.
Hello. How are you? I see you. You got a nice shady spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
Just walking, making a video.
Ah, okay, great. Okay. Say hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Say hi, YouTube. Okay. That's my good neighbor down the street. Just super nice guy. Started talking to him when we first moved in here. I'm gonna miss this place. I really am. But talking about the different social clubs, I want to get back in with the motorcycle stuff. You have to be careful. I got little kids to raise, so don't want to get hurt. But when we went on our motorcycle run one time, we left at about 8 o'clock at night, and we rode way into the night, got to the resort. We stayed at the resort all night, then we came back at night. We did rides through Tagaytay, just trying to stay out of the major traffic. When people here are going to work, the traffic's cutthroat. It is 100% cutthroat, so you have to watch out. We just saw a pretty good accident yesterday when we were coming back home with the mattresses and stuff. So just keep your head on a swivel. My driving, when I was young and lived in the States, I could boogie. I could get through traffic faster than anyone you ever seen. I had one buddy, we used to leave work, and he used to say that we seen him for a minute, and that's the last we seen him, and we lived close to each other. We didn't carpool, and then also on the bike, I could boogie. But here, sometimes when it comes to everybody funneling up to the front, I'll just sit in the traffic in the back a little bit. Another thing somebody mentioned about, get the Yamaha with the radiator on the bike. I have never seen, since I've been in here or even heard of, bike overheating. When I first got here, I worked at a motorcycle shop, helping him out. My neighbor right at our corner, June, he passed away now. Good man though. That's the motorcycle club I was in, and you never hear of it overheating. I had two bikes here, Rouser 135, and then I had the TMX 150 on a tricycle. We took that into traffic where we were sitting in traffic on a 100+ degree day. Never shut the motor off, never had a problem. So, radiator just to me for this place seems like a problem. Just another thing to go bad, break. More maintenance, stuff like that. My TMX, there was no oil filter on it, just a screen. Hey guys, the cheap Chinese Wasabi battery, I had just charged the other day and put in. It took a crap right in the middle of the video. That's how long these batteries last. I guess you get what you pay for. My Sony battery, I can do about 5 or 6 videos. I actually did, I went back and looked on the videos and saw that some of them were 20-minute videos and stuff, and no problem. These batteries, I get halfway through a video and they crap out. So, but I was talking about the bikes, ease of maintenance and cheap. I've been always one to use synthetic. I had some people around here say, "Oh, yeah, you don't want to use that synthetic. It's no good. It ruins your clutch." Blah blah. Well, you have to buy it for the motorcycle. If you see energy conserving on the oil label, that's got, like, I think it's molybdenum stuff in there, and that'll definitely make your clutch slip. It's super slippery stuff to get better mileage. You have to get the one made just for the bikes. These are all wet clutches here. I haven't seen a separate one. I believe the old Royal Enfields have a motor and then a separate gearbox, separate oil. So, it wouldn't matter what you used in that. But I do love to see the Royal Enfield bikes around here. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I've looked at many of them. Some people had them and have had them for a while. They look like they're a really quality bike. The Indians make them. Been making them for years. Haven't heard any trouble about them. I won't get one. They're a little small for me. A lot of bikes are small for me, but so I want to go with the dirt bike type, and then I want to get that new Yamaha. It's cheap. It's 50 grand. I actually I might just go down and buy it here in pretty quick next few days, because the girl down there, she said if you go down to the Yamaha dealer with the paperwork I need for the not having a plate or ORCR, she said, "Oh, we can just send it up there, and you can pick it up there where you're moving to." So we're talking about it. It's the only thing I have to really think about is getting it down there. We know our buddy Ronald wants to come and visit with his sweetie, and I was thinking, well, maybe I could have him ride it down there for me with his wife, and then we can just pay for his bus ride home, because he wants to come down when we first move, and that might work out. That might be the way. I could drive it down there, but that'll eat a whole day. I'm not worried about anything getting hooked over there. Even the guys that are there. There's a little old man who sells vegetables. He's always around sweeping the area. I think they give him a small stipend, and the guy said, no, there's just nothing in there. It's a very high end. When you first move in, when you first come into the place, there's $20 million homes in there. We're like at the way back end of that. There's only one way in, one way out. They're very, very strict about people coming in. I did talk to the girl there about the dog, and she said, no, that is totally unacceptable. You can't have a loose dog. Now, I've always had dogs that I didn't have a leash. Because they're on a verbal leash, I could call them off at any time. I'll get them to attack at any time. I just work with my dogs when I get them. I had a Great Dane, and I know he could outrun me, but when he was little, I ran him all the time, ran him down and caught him, and when he got big, he figured I could still do that. Fooled him, didn't I? But I had him on a verbal leash. He'd walk right by my side. He'll sit down when I stopped. If we got to a park, I'd let him cruise around. I was always one to pick up the poo-poo, but mostly I had him poop at the house before we leave. And one time the police pulled up on the grass, put their lights on, and got in the speaker, wouldn't get out of their car, and said, hey, you got to put that dog on a leash. And I said, that dog's on a leash. He's on a verbal leash. And I said, Tut, get over here. And he ran right over to me, and the cop, this is when they had sense, a lot of them, and he just said, okay, cool, and he drove away. So, I've always had a dog. All my dogs always mine. People say, oh, you're so lucky you get a good dog. No, I put time into them, all of them. I had one dog, though. There are dogs that are smarter than the other. My grandfather, he raised hunting dogs, and one of the things that he did, if he got pups, he'd look inside their mouth. And he wanted to see a black roof on the mouth, or a lot of black dots of it, or anything. If it was all pink, he didn't want them. He didn't want to try to train them. He said their brains aren't as dense or something. I don't know, what his rationale. But he always had good dogs. So have I. I go to get pups. I do the same as him. I always look in the mouth. If they're Got a black one. Okay, I'll take this one. We're still looking for a nice pup. I actually had somebody wanted to send me one, but you know, it seems like send somebody money so they'll ship a dog here. I don't know them, never met them. Are they a crook or not? Couldn't find anything on other than new Facebook page, so I don't want to get in that. You know, my brother, I would love if he would send one. But you know, it's easy to get animals in here. If you come to the Philippines, you want to bring your animal, it's really easy. Bring their paperwork, their shot records, and all that stuff, and it's not too much of a problem. Get a hold of before you come, and they'll tell you everything you need. I know a lot of people who brought dogs here. If I'd have known what I know now, I wasn't really on YouTube then, and looking at the sites, I probably would have brought my dog Victor. He was a big shepherd and pooper. I named that dog Pooper. I always gave dogs names of what they were. And Pooper, when they asked me if I wanted her, black roof on the mouth, tan, short-haired dog, looked like a miniature greyhound. She was tiny. She probably weighed, at her heaviest, maybe 10 pounds. And but she was long. She was real long and fast. She was lightning fast. Well, they were holding her, and I said, well, put her down. Let's see what she looks like. And as soon as she got down, she squatted and took a dump. So she got her name, Pooper. But I had her for a long time. She was just a gem. I used to my dog Victor and her. I lived by myself, and at night I'd bring them in the house, and they'd stay right by the door because that's the only place they were allowed to go. They'd stay on the rug right by the back door, and the day I'd let them out. And then if I went somewhere, like on the bike, I had that XT 250 at the house, and I could go right out of my place, just 100, not even 500 feet away, and I could go right into like a desert area and ride my bike. I didn't have to go far away, and I actually found a place where there was a big indent, and there was all kinds of stuff down there, an old car, an old 50 Chevy down in there, and cool stuff to explore, and the dogs would just follow me around. I never got into super fast racing on the dirt bikes with the back. I just want comfort, but that's what I had. Again, you know, like I say, I forget things. I'm going to buy a little tiny whiteboard, and when I think of things, I'll write it down so I can put it on the video. And I like that you guys are giving me good comments. Some of the comments, they come in and said, comments been removed. I answer everybody, and some of the other ones, they'll show up on the top bar of my phone, and they'll, you know, I can read some of the comment, but when I go into that, when I punch on it, if there gets to be too many comments in a row, I can't read them. They're like not there. I can't find them. So if you're going to comment, reply to somebody else who left a comment. You can hit right underneath their comment so that it goes directly to them. But if you're replying to me, it's best to go to the original comment. That way it'll put it on top and I'll be able to get it, because as the comments get longer and longer, it just doesn't show up on my phone. So, and I want to answer everybody. Excuse me. But the guy said about the social clubs and all that, so I wanted to get on that pretty quick, but stay away from the political stuff. Anything. I wouldn't even get in conversations with people about the political stuff. I know people raised heck about when Duterte, there were people getting shot in the heads, drug dealers and all this stuff. I personally myself, hey, that's their bag. He handled it. I do know after he come in, a lot of the people who didn't get ended turned themselves in. We knew a fella that you know, you don't have to have a test to see somebody if they're druggy. This dude was a druggie. He was a Barker, Faye's friend's brother, and he looked way beyond his years. And then when that turn-in came, a lot of people turned themselves in, and he disappeared. They took him to, you might as well call it a re-education camp, because that's where they took him. He met a girl down there. He moved down. He got a decent job. Last I saw him, he lost 10 years off his looks. He looked like $1 million. He had a nice girl, and you know, he's an older guy, 45 or so, and you know, he turned himself around. So people want to knock on Duterte. I personally myself, I think a lot of good things happened. A lot of good things happened. That's for sure, because the drug thing was a problem. Big time problem here. That shabu stuff. It's the same stuff they cook in the trailers out in the country, you know, where they blow up and all that kind of stuff. But methamphetamine. It's Satan's tool. I think it's the CCP is pushing that here. They catch it coming into the ports, and that's where it's coming from. I mean, they want to take over, and you know, if you can get rid of some people on that, you know, that totally affects them. So I think it's a bad thing. I've always shied away from it myself most of my life, and just don't mess with it. I don't go to any place if we know somebody who's doing it around here. If there's people that do that kind of stuff, as soon as I find out, and my wife knows so many people, being a caddy and all her friends, if there's somebody who's a doper, I don't go around them. I stay away from them, and you can spot them. I mean, at least I can. You know, your spidey senses start tingling. We knew a guy across from us that I told him he's got the look, and his wife wanted to befriend us and all this stuff, and I'm like, nope, don't want to know him. Faye, just leave her alone, because it wasn't her, but I'm sure she knew about it. But the husband was a doper, so you know, we shy away from that. I got kids. You know, it's like when I met Tropical Tim. I had been watching his videos for quite a long time. Started commenting on them, and then we met him out somewhere, and just a stand-up dude, my opinion. And then we had him here at the house. He was here for 4 or 5 days, something like that, and just a wonderful house guest. We had a wonderful time with him, and then we went and stayed a night over at his place. He's got a real nice place. A lot of people say I'm nuts, and some of my Filipino friends were looking at me funny, but I think they're going on old news about Tondo. But where Tim was staying, I thought it was kind of cool. I didn't mind it. I like to be more out in the country myself, but I didn't see a problem. Tim, everybody seemed to know Tim around there, because he's a jovial, happy guy, and it just seemed like a good place. I didn't see any problems. I didn't see any dopers and stuff. It was clean. It was clean. I'm telling you. I know there was those tunnels of Tondos and all that, and I had to watch my head, you know, because the roofs came down in sharp edges. Some were turned up. When I lived in our first place, I went around the neighborhood with a pair of linesman's pliers and bent all the corners up, because you know, that wouldn't be good. And I don't wear ball caps or anything either, because that's a perfect way to get my head nailed. So, but just more of my thoughts. Hope you guys like it. I know the comments are looking positive and thumbs up. I'm really happy about that, and all you new subscribers. I'll keep doing this, and like I say again, just go ahead and anything you can think about, you want to hear about, I'll do the best I can. And just want to tell you all, God bless. Take care. Don't forget to love everybody. Hating people only hurts you. Doesn't hurt them. It's hurting you. So, you know, don't let that happen. This is Rick Shaw out.